Man, I wish I knew this about Forex trading.
He got caught like a Rubin, check the speed I sacrificed. Why they coding him? Why they scoping him? He kept the lies.
So, as you can see by the title of today's video, of today's episode, your boy managed to tap into the world of Forex trading. The world of trading currencies, stocks, commodities, and everything. So, the reason why I decided to get into Forex trading, besides the fact that it was a common trend, very popular trend this year, and I think I was introduced to Forex around last year, if not this year. But besides that, I did a bit of research about Forex trading, and because obviously the rumors around Forex was that Forex is a scam. It's almost like a pyramid scheme, or it's a scam. You can't make money out of nowhere. So I wanted to find out for myself, because one dangerous thing I've actually realized in the digital world is making serious decisions based on comments and other people's opinions. So initially I had the thought to decline Forex and not want anything to do with it, because I don't gamble. I'm not a person who gambles. So obviously your boy wanted to put it aside and not get into anything that has that sparks controversy and debate that it could be a scam. But anyway, long story short, I decided to do my own research about what Forex is, and it kind of made sense to me, so much so that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to learn about Forex trading and hopefully get to the practical part of it where I actually trade real accounts. So initially I started off with MetaTrader 4, and I went to MetaTrader 5, and then I had practical courses and lessons, my own lessons, using the demo account. So I was able to be successful in many different trades in the demo account, and that low-key kind of convinced me that I might just have something to offer when it comes to Forex trading, right? So then I decided, okay, I know that I have to invest. There's like a minimum amount I have to invest in order for me to start trading, right? But at that time, when I was that interested to get into Forex, I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have a debit card or a credit card, nothing to do with the bank. I only had M-Pesa and Eco Cash. And that's like very limited, because it's in very limited countries where Eco Cash and M-Pesa actually are used. So I realized for me to do international and over-the-border transactions, I needed to have a bank account. So yeah, that's what I did. But initially, I wanted to have a standard bank account, because with the very limited knowledge I have about banks, I didn't know that they were different. I didn't know that some banks in Lesotho actually don't support international transactions and Forex tradings. So I wanted to go open a standard bank account, and then long story short, I was able to get the application form, and I was able to start registering and, doing what I was supposed to be doing to open up a bank account. And the unfortunate part of this is, in my country, in Lesotho, we are still behind on a lot of advancements that the rest of the world has or is starting to use, because anything that you want to do in this country, we still have chiefs. We still have village chiefs. So if you want to get married, you go to the chief to go and apply. No, not actually apply. He has to help you get married, right? He has to sign some documents, and then there has to be witnesses to see that the people who are getting married, they are to witness that. And then you have to fill out some forms, very long lines at the chief's house, very long lines. And I'm not gonna talk about that, but we are still very old-fashioned about some things. We still use chiefs. So I went to the chief, got an application form from the bank, and then I had to go to the chief's house, for him to help me fill out the document, right? And then you have to bring it back to the bank. So I was with my dad as I was doing this, right? So we went with him to the chief's house, and then we got there around 8 a.m. in the morning, and then the chief started helping. But after he filled the form, and then we were headed back to the bank to go give them the application form and to pay the minimum fee that you have to pay to open up the bank account. Along the way, he asked me a very important question, and I'm very thankful that he asked me that question because I have very limited knowledge when it comes to these things. And so he asked me, what are your actual intentions with opening up this bank account? What do you want to do with this bank account? So yeah, I just briefly told him, okay, I want to have a bank account because I'm planning on receiving money internationally. Because apart from Forex, I wanted to find ways to make money online, but I end up running into these scammers online that tell you can make $25 a day the lazy way. But anyway, I wanted to get money from overseas, even to pay for some things online. Like when I order things online, just use my card to pay for that. And then I told him about the Forex thing. And then he said, okay, Standard Bank doesn't support international transactions like that. It doesn't have that Forex section for you to trade online with their system. So if you want a bank that works well for you, if you want, by the way, this video is not sponsored because I'm going to be talking about the First National Bank of Lesotho, which is FNB. So they didn't sponsor this video for me to be talking about them, but it's part of relevance for my video. So my dad was like, okay, if you want to do Forex trading, if you want to trade online, I think it's going to be best for you to use FNB. So we decided to ditch the application form, the Standard Bank form, and then we U-turn, and then we went back to get another form from FNB this time. So yeah, long story short, we were successful. We paid everything that was needed to be paid, and then I opened my first bank account with FNB. So far it's going pretty great. I think FNB is one of my favorite banks after Standard Bank because those are my two favorite banks to use, because the reason why I actually wanted to open a Standard Bank was my choice. And then my dad just gave me advice to say that's not the right choice for you if you want to do this. So I've used FNB for not more than a year, but so far I'm loving the bank. The charges are very low for the kind of account that I have. I use the current account. So the smart account actually, not the current. So the fees are very low. So now we were faced with having to start trading on a real account. So the way this went out was because I'm one of those people that always, it's a principle that I have for myself to say, it doesn't matter how much money you have, make sure your wallet is never dry. It doesn't matter the amount of money, but I always make sure my wallet never runs out of money. So I think I had around $200 saved in my wallet. So the minimum amount, because the trading app I was using is Expert Option, because I did happen to have stumbled across Expert Option on social media as an ad. So I felt like this just might be my perfect start up as a beginner in Forex trading. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to begin with Expert Option because I do love MetaTrader 5, but I'm not very confident and comfortable yet to be using that app. So I decided, okay, I'm going to start with Expert Option. And so I had $200 saved up. The minimum deposit amount for Expert Option and the broker that I was using was around $10. So which was around 180 in my currency, in the Lesotho Maluti currency. So it was around 180. So yeah, long story short, I deposited the minimum amount and then I started trading. And the way I started trading was I was trading $1 at a time, right? Because I was still very new and I wasn't very knowledgeable about what I was doing, which was the gambling part of it. Getting into Forex trading without knowing what you're doing. That's how it becomes gambling, right? So I deposited the 180, then I traded bit by bit $1 at a time, right? I made some losses, I made some wins, and I kept celebrating every win. And got anxious about every loss. So that was the first mistake that I learned in Forex trading is your emotions don't play a part in Forex trading, right? Your emotions shouldn't have a position or a say in you trading. It's about logic and it's about using, being patient, right? It's about being patient, being strategic, and knowing when to go to bail out, right? Knowing what to do, when to do it, and when to stop. So as a beginner, I traded with emotions because I was like, I hope I'm able to make maybe 1,000 from this 180 that I have, make 1,000 or maybe two. So yeah, it was a whole play of emotions. And then I kept getting losses, I kept getting wins. And then I reached one point where I was like, okay, if I trade $1 and then I get a loss, the next trade I'm locking in is going to be double the initial trade that I have. So if I traded $1 and then I lost it, I would trade $2 the next trade. Right? So it was I had this idea to say, if I lose $1 and then I trade 2 and I win, or it becomes a profit, I'm able to pay back the $1 I lost and have a surplus of profit on top. So that was the strategy I was planning on making for myself. It went well for a few trades here and there, but eventually I had to leave that strategy because I think it had its own independent risk. So I kept trading. And then I got to the point where I traded to a point of profit where I was above my initial investment. Because I explained I locked in or I invested $10. So I traded up until I was higher than that. I was around $20 this time around. So that was like double my money. So it was around $360, close to 400. So when it was 360, I traded a few more trades and then it got to around 430 something. So that was like that 1 point peak where I was like, man, this is crazy though. Because I never actually expected me, a beginner, as such an amateur in Forex, to have traded from 180 to have gotten to 400. I think that's, if I could remember how I was taught, I think that's like leverage. Yeah, because I had 180, but I was able to create 400, to trade up until 400. Now, it was a pretty exciting moment to have traded that much money, that much of a difference in money. That was like twice the initial investment. And as I was celebrating and I was like very excited that I made $400, I had this initial thought to say, withdraw the money. That was my first thought. It was like, withdraw the money. And I still kept it a strategy to say, I didn't want to withdraw the whole money, like the whole amount, the 400. I was like, okay, I could withdraw and leave my initial investment so that I continue trading from the $10 I initially invested and keep the profit. And then the second thought came and it was, maybe keep trading, you might end up making 1,000. Don't bail now. So I was now treating Forex like a straight gamble, to say, if I was able to create that much profit in a series of a day, I might just be lucky enough to even make 1,000. So now I thought I was a professional in trading. So I went with the second thought, unfortunately, and that was the worst mistake I ever did. Because as I looked at the 400 I made, then I locked in my first trade after 400, I lost the money. Not the whole amount, because I went back to trading $1 or maybe $2. Then I lost the money. Then I started panicking a little bit.
You are shaking, my guy. Even shaking was not nice.
So I was now around $300. And I still had that thought to say, withdraw the money. But then I thought maybe this is just a minor setback. I could I could actually stand up from this. I could actually come out of this. So I kept trading like a stupid fool that I was. And I kept getting losses and losses and losses until I finished the whole profit that I made over leverage, and I was back to my initial investment. And even when I was still back there, I still believed I could go back, because in the first stage of my trading, I was able to build up profit. So now I made a loss, and I still believed I could actually go back there. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna trade again the $10 that I have left. I kept getting losses, bruh. Kept getting losses. Then eventually I lost all my money. I lost the whole 400, the initial investment that I made. I lost all that money. Bruh, I was so devastated, bruh. Like, I remember sitting in my bedroom, and I was sitting on the floor. I was like, bruh, did I just lose all that money? I could have withdrawn at least 200 from that profit. I didn't. I lost all that money. Till this day, that the money that I lost still haunts me. Every time somebody discusses Forex and wants me to have a discussion about Forex, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And I always share this experience with people to say, that was a devastating loss. And to think I was smart enough to remember, to have had that thought, that little small thought to say withdraw the money, and I was stupid and ignorant enough and didn't do so. That's the one thing I actually regret about my first time trading. And if I could, because I'm not a professional trader yet, but from my experience, if I could give you a lesson, is never trade with your emotions. Because on social media, I see a bunch of these guys who are showing us their signals and them trading, and a bunch of them are making the mistake of trading with emotions. Treat Forex like your 9-to-5 job. You treat it with logic, with patience, and with a strategy. Never emotions. Never give emotions a position in your trade, right? Never trade with emotions. Learn to listen to your instinct or your intuition, because half the time it's going to help you. And maybe I want to close this video with one piece of advice that I wish I got. I don't remember where I got it from, but it was one of those trade gurus. And I got this advice after losing that money. So that guy was like, okay, if it is your first time trading, and then you make 400 like me, or you make 500, whatever amount you make as profit, if you celebrate, or if you feel the need to celebrate that gain or that profit, withdraw. Take that money out, withdraw that money. If you feel the need to celebrate it, it means you have a perfect reason for why you had to celebrate that money. Maybe because in your whole lifetime you have never made that amount of profit ever. Or because you are a beginner in Forex trading, you feel the need to celebrate such an amount of money. So he was like, after you feel you need to celebrate that amount, that profit, withdraw. So I still regret not getting this message or this advice prior to me actually Forex trading. But maybe, just maybe, I had to learn this lesson after getting a loss. Yes, maybe I had to lose so I could learn that important lesson. And that's the lesson I could further share with you guys to say, if you feel the need to celebrate, then you probably need to withdraw. And that the first one is always the important one. Don't trade with emotions, bruh. Don't trade with your emotions. It will kill you. You will lose a lot of money and end up saying Forex is a scam. Forex is not a scam. Your ignorance is the scam. Me having not learned everything that I needed to learn about Forex was the scam. I was a scam to myself, not that Forex is a scam. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, hit that subscribe button, you comment down what you think about Forex trading. If it's a scam, if it's not a scam, comment down below your experience with Forex trading, if you have been trading, and you can give me any advice about what I should focus on if I want to go back to trading, because I still haven't given up on trading. I still wanna learn how to trade and do all those, but I'm not willing to pay $1,000 for a course. So remember to hit that subscribe button, man. Like, comment, share, whatever you can, man. And I'll hit you all in the next session.